And salutations, Serjavians. It is Serjay Svek back with another stream, and today we are going to continue our journey across the world of Erdrea in Dragon Quest XI for the Nintendo Switch, right here on the Serjay Svek Twitch channel. And hope you guys are doing well, and I do have everything set up, and I'm also wearing my old Darth Vader with roses shirt. Just want to go mention that while I'm talking about the stream, because this shirt has some special significance to me, and we'll go ahead and talk about that once we transition into the game screen. So let's transition to the stream screen. Okay. Don't need to get copyright for that. Okay, so let's continue our adventure. We are going to... Okay, so just to recap, we've just finished our adventures from... Oh, yeah, they do have a recap feature. That's great. Serjay Svek has returned home, having proven himself in the ceremony atop Cobblestone Tor, only to be told by his mother Amber that he's the reincarnation of the legendary Luminary. Having learned that he must leave home and head out to face his destiny, he is unable to sleep, and steps out into the moonlight for a stroll, where he meets Gemma beneath the old tree in the heart of the village. She tells him the tale of the star known as Erdwin's Lantern, named for the luminary of legend. After hearing it, he returns home, where he finally falls into a fitful slumber. So now we're going to make our journey forward. Welcome back, Serjay Svek. I trust you had a peaceful respite. May the mighty forces of the benevolence watch over you and protect this poor child. Amen. Okay, so we're done with that. And like I mentioned... Oh, before we continue, just make sure that I lower down the volume a bit. Guys, let me know if the game audio overpowers my voice, because yesterday, after reviewing the stream, I noticed that my volume... or my voice's volume was way too low. Much lower than I anticipated. So if you need me to raise my volume or lower the game volume, please let me know. So like I mentioned, I am wearing my Darth Vader with roses shirt, which I bought a couple of years back. This was actually the very first piece of merchandise that I bought from a con. It's actually from the Asia Pac. I believe that's the name. It was the acronym is APCC. So it's the Asia Pac Comic Con. I believe that is the meaning. And that was the very first con that I've ever, or convention that I've ever visited before. So I was amazed at pretty much what everything was like inside that con, because I always thought cons were just for like hardcore anime lovers or gamers and stuff. But I did not realize that there were things that can attract even the casual crowd. So for me, for example, what made that experience special for me was the fact that they had things like wrestling. They even had an artist's alley, so you can buy prints and merch, and many types of drawings and such. Oh, we could do this guy a favor. She said it's an important journey you have to make, and it's just a youngster. Before you head off, make sure you visit the shop. Okay, got it. Just making sure that I have all my supplies. And the thing about cons, you do have to understand, you do need to realize that there will be a long waiting time. Sometimes absurdly long. My friend, my good friend Milas, who attended the con with me, we had to wait for quite a bit. I think like maybe a couple of hours before we could even get into the front door. But it was all worth it in the end. And I'm actually grateful for him for actually encouraging me to go to the con, because I was hesitant because I've never been to a con. I've never seen what it could be like over there. I thought I would probably not enjoy my con experience, but it was great after all. After all, nothing ventured, nothing gained, as they say. And I did gain much. I was amazed also, because at the time that I went to that con, I actually played a bit of Magic the Gathering, and not the online version, the card version. So, Milas taught me a bunch of stuff about Magic and such. Even now, And speaking of Milas, there he is. He's encouraging me to be much more behaved for this playthrough. I disagree, because I think I should do what heroes always do, which is to ransack people's homes and take their stuff, but in the name of the greater good. And Milas, while you were here, I was actually talking about this Darth Vader with Roses shirt that I got for myself, if you remember, from the APCC a couple of years back. And I was telling them about my experience in my very first visit to a con. It was amazing, and like I said, I never thought that I would actually enjoy my experience there, and it was great. Buy this bandana, and I'll put this on. Okay. That is still an awesome shirt, and it is indeed, especially since that this shirt has been with me for a couple of years. The print has not yet come off, and which is a very big plus for me. And just so you guys know, in case you guys don't know, you guys, whenever you have like printed shirts, always make sure that when you put it in the washing machine, you always put it inside out, so the print doesn't get exposed and does not rub against your other shirts. Because if it's like one of the less sturdy prints, it will probably come off eventually. Especially if it's like one of those sticker types, eventually you will keep seeing cracks along the print. It'll be a horrible thing, and then probably that shirt will end up being relegated to like homeware, or worse, a rag. So might as well just take care of it for as long as you can. I'll take this antidote. You can never be too careful. So what my goal here is to actually make it to HELIODOR, my next destination. I don't plan to wander out too much and then slay too many monsters like I did in my initial playthrough, because I know that's going to take a lot of time. So I'll just try to get as much experience as I can, and then finally get there. That's gonna be my end game destination for the day. And aside from buying the shirt, one of the things that I mentioned a while ago that I enjoyed in that con experience was the Philippine Wrestling Revolution. For a long time when I was a boy, I enjoyed watching the WWE. Back then it was still known as the WWF. And I grew up watching that. My family grew up watching that back in the 80s and the early 90s. And so did I. And I also knew not too long ago that the Philippines did have its own local wrestling scene. But I think it was in the 80s, but it eventually died out. Especially since the American-made wrestling shows just proved to be much more popular compared to that. Oh, my ankles! Oh. Well, I suppose being the hero means to have invincible ankles then. Anyway, the WWE was a huge part of my life growing up, especially among my friends, because we would tease each other and we would pretend to do the wrestlers' finishing moves. And then some people would pretend they were Stone Cold Steve Austin or The Rock, who is now known as Dwayne Johnson. And this was long before people like John Cena and Roman Reigns came onto the scene. So when I... excuse me. As soon as I found out that there would be a wrestling show in that con, it piqued my interest naturally. So I went there and I watched, and while it definitely has the feel of an indie wrestling promotion, because like smaller audience, not much in terms of, let's say, the backstage or performance. Because the thing I think about wrestling, especially the WWE kind, is that it focuses a lot on storytelling, especially when it comes to feuds or drama. They really spend a lot of time trying to develop their characters in that way. But when it comes to like indie promotions, usually they just focus more on excuse me. Oh, Sandy's here. What's the matter, girl? Is someone there? I don't want to speak to anyone right now. Could you come back in a bit? Oh, Gemma, no! Gemma, it's me! Serjay, Svek, don't you want to see me? I know you like him, so come on, please. Ah, fine. I'll just raid something from I'll just get that thing from the top of your house then. Anyway, the Philippine Wrestling Revolution is... I think there's another wrestling company in the country, but I'm not sure which one it is. I only know PWR. And then what happens is that it was amazing seeing, you know, people getting to work, but like I said, they focused more on the pure wrestling side of things, so there was not much to go on. And especially for a first-time viewer like me, you don't know who is the good person or the face or the bad person and the heel. So I just have to follow based on what I see and then hopefully take it from there. But I did notice that there we go. Okay. I love that organ, sorry. Okay, now what happens is that PWR, so the event was quite, despite the fact that, like Mila says in the comment, that he has been checking the PWR page once in a while, their fighters are participating in Asian wrestling events, battling other Asian countries, which is true. They do, our scene is beginning to grow a bit more internationally, and I think there were even some WWE scouts that did try to check in on some of our local wrestlers too, which is great. But for a first-time viewer, I didn't really get to know much, and then I did notice that some of the crowd was quite dead, and I don't like that. Excuse me, let me just drink water. Just watch this cutscene first.
One day you're just a little boy, the next you're getting ready to leave us. I only wish your grandfather could see what a fine young man you've become. To think, it's been so many years already since old Chalky found you floating I mean, since he brought you to Cobblestone.
That's a lot of stuttering and hemming and hawing that you've done, sir. Maybe you know a bit about my birth.
We never thought there was anything out of the ordinary about you. And now suddenly there's all this talk of luminaries of all things. You know who the luminary was, of course. A legendary hero who saved the world from a terrible darkness. We're supposed to believe that you're him reincarnated? I don't doubt old Chalky, of course, but it is a little hard to swallow, I must say. Oh, when you meet the King of Heliodor, put in a good word for old Cobblestone, won't you, eh?
I'll make sure to do that, sir.
If he finds out this is the village where the luminary was raised, there might be something in it for us, if you catch my drift.
Don't worry, I know what you're talking about. You know, do the old shoulder rubbing and the prodding.
You are terrible. Trust you to be thinking about what you can get out of it.
Oh, no, I'm only joking, of course. The very thought. Anyway, where was I? Yes. Now, the fate that awaits you may well be one beyond anything we simple country folk can imagine. But you must allow us to offer what little assistance we can. take this map of Erdrea with you. May it prove useful in finding your way.
Ooh, I get the nice fancy horse from him yesterday.
May this magnificent steed, the pride of Cobblestone, lighten your burden and speed you on your way. You'll find Heliodor easily enough. Just head north out of the village and follow your nose.
Oh, you travel safely now. Oh, you're such a good boy, such a good boy. You make us proud out there, won't you? And come back safe.
Mom, I'm not a dog. Such a good boy, such a good boy. Who's a good boy? You are, Serjay Svek, you are. I'm sorry. Sometimes I tend to talk to my dogs that way too. Except sometimes they're not usually good boys. Sometimes they can be little demons. Gemma!
Here, take this with you. I made it for you.
There she is! Miles is asking, where's my girl? There she is! Just had to wait for the right time. Serjay Svek receives Gemma's charm.
It'll keep you safe. I heard there are lots of monsters where you're going. Be sure to keep it close, won't you?
Of course.
I don't know what's in store for you out there, but wherever you go and whoever you meet, don't forget us, will you? Take care, and remember, we'll be waiting for you.
I make sure to come back. Yeah! Yeah! There we go. Onward. Study your stats. Right. Horses are an incredibly convenient way to cover large amounts of ground in very little time, but sometimes you'll have to enter areas that can only be explored on foot. Don't despair though. A ring on one of the many summoning bells dotted around Erdrea will soon bring your faithful friend galloping back to your side. HELIODOR region. Oh good, I don't have to talk to them. I can actually talk to them from on horseback, good. The mayor asked me to teach you a thing or two about horses, and maps too for that matter. See this bell here? If you just give it a ring, a fine steed will gallop out of nowhere, just like that. Good to remember if your feet are getting sore. Okay, good. Alright, so let's go! And by the way, let me know if my volume, my mic volume is too low, or it's too high compared to the game volume. I want to make sure it's perfectly balanced this time. So, go to the map. So the Heliodor is up there to the north. So we got a bit of a way to go. So like I said, one of the things that I wanted to do when I was watching our local wrestling show was to make sure that people actually were entertained, because it was uncomfortably quiet, and I don't like that. As much as Alright, I'll raise the volume a bit of the game. Because I don't like dead air, whether it's when I'm on stream or in wrestling events. You know, wrestlers thrive on being on their experiences with the crowd. You need to have the crowd backing you up. Oh, I can't go near the Mango Grove. Okay, fine. So what I did was make sure that I actually participated in the event. What's this? I went over and then I kept cheering for whomever was there. I was calling for moves. I was shouting my lungs out just to make sure that the crowd could actually have a show, something to watch. And what I did eventually did work out, because as soon as I was cheering and I was calling out moves, people were calling out moves too. They were cheering, they were booing, and then especially those who also watch wrestling, they were familiar with the cheers that I was actually doing, so they did some of the cheers along with me, and that made the show a lot more entertaining to watch. There we go. So, if you're in events like those, even if you're just watching for free, I would encourage everybody to give it a try. Try to liven up the event. Cheer, boo, whatever you want. Just try to give the viewers an experience for people to enjoy. And I'm sure that the performers will greatly appreciate the effort that you make as well. So if you guys are in my chat, feel free to go send your comments or suggestions or feedback. I would greatly appreciate it, just to make sure that we are continuing our improvement of this channel. So if we go... Okay, so if we go here... Okay, just not touch that slime. Let's talk to this person first. Monsters up that way will make mince meat. Okay. Alright, so they won't let me go along here. Wow, okay, I got ambushed. I need to watch where I'm going. Milas, let me know. I hope the game audio is a lot better now. I still don't really know the point of having myself move like this. I'm not sure if I can dodge attacks while doing this. Oh, it's good now, thank you. Okay, so move away. Maybe there is a purpose. Maybe if I keep moving, I can dodge attacks. Level up, nice. Look at that thumbs up. It's like, yeah, I leveled up. Great job, me. Yes, I did that. That's me, Serjay Svek. Where did I put my horse? Horsey? Horsey, where'd you go? Oh, there you are. I think the commentators in that wrestling event could probably also have benefited from more enthusiasm too, because especially when it comes to a heated event like wrestling, you don't want the commentators to sound like they're playing golf, like they're commentating a golf tournament. Mila says, you've just started your quest and you've already lost your horse. Hey, you know what? Sometimes you have to lose in order to gain. I have no idea what I just meant by that, but yeah. There we go. At least I found the horse, you know. It's okay if you lose sometimes, so long as you find it again. Oh, that fast. The Stark Raven. Oh no. It's one of the Starks. Winter will come for me. No, no, no. Well, winter has probably come for everybody else, perhaps in the Northern Hemisphere. I'm happy to know that we don't have to deal with winter like snow in my place, so that's one less thing to worry about. Because I hear it can get absurdly cold, and I don't like having to deal with that. Ow! Okay, I just ate that. Milo says it's a three-eyed raven holding Bran's skull. How far off into the future is this then? I don't know. I haven't watched the Game of Thrones TV show, but I think I mentioned it in one of my previous streams that when it was done, so many people were incensed by the ending. They were up in arms, they were disappointed, so I think that it could have been done better based on what they're talking about. But then again, they only can have so much material. So, especially with the pace that George R.R. Martin is writing, can't do much. So there, Cruel Cumber. That's what I love about this game. All the punny names from the enemies. Goodness gracious! Don't be cruel to me. There we go. Oh my goodness. The spear actually hit the Cruel Cumber on its way down. There's another Cruel Cumber. Just take it out so it doesn't get in my way. Look at the moves on that one. No, we don't flee, we fight. Okay, the spear still managed to damage me somewhat. Oh! Oh no! They said these Dragon Quest games are a lot more family-friendly compared to like Final Fantasy, but seeing that Cruel Cumber get stuck with that spear was definitely not family-friendly. Mila says, we don't fight, we dance. Well, maybe they would, but that particular Cruel Cumber won't be doing any dancing now. Just check if there's any items here. No, let's continue then. Oh, right. I'm still getting Breath of the Wild controls. Oh, you know, it's the old bot that I'm using for just making sure that no inappropriate terms get sent by the chat, Mila's. Trying to make sure that the chat is as friendly as possible. For all ages. But sometimes, you know, it kind of gets in the way of that sometimes. It can't recognize certain words, so yeah, my apologies for that. It's a rabbit with a horn, imagine that. So would you call it like a rabbit horn, I suppose? Oh boy, you got a... Slime Bee didn't even get hurt. Why are you using an herb on it? Why? There we go. Bunny Corn is the name I see. The slime is fleeing. No! Guess it's just you and me. There we go. Paralyze the Fluffs. I wish I could, but I don't have the paralyzing move yet. Maybe when it's in the future, you'll be able to see me paralyze them. Looks like we got a human settlement, so let's just head on there by foot first. Hold on a second.
Oh, what have we here? I know a budding adventurer when I see one. It can be risky heading into the great outdoors if you aren't familiar with the basics of survival, you know. Well, fear not, because that's where I come in.
I don't need your help. I already watched Bear Grylls before.
See the remains of that fire over there? Well, when you spy one of those, it means you can set up camp and to settle down for the night, just go up to the fire and examine it. You'll soon be enjoying a well-earned break. What's that? You're worried about being attacked by monsters while you sleep? Oh, ye of little faith! That statue over there is chock full of holy powers that'll keep the beasties at bay for as long as you need.
Oh.
And that's not all. You can pray to it to be cured of poison and all kinds of other things. Think of it as a mini church.
So I could probably save there too. Good.
Anyway, enough of my yammering. Why don't you take a closer look at all this camping kit for yourself? You'll need to get used to what campsites look like and how to find them. After all, you'll be relying on them whenever you're out in the wilderness. It's like my old dad always said, keen campers can continue on where others can't. Be prepared. Well, that's all from me.
Be prepared.
If you have any camping-related queries, feel free to ask. I'm here all the time. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Yeah, leave the adventuring and the hard work to me. That's what happens, unfortunately. You know, when you're the hero, you have to do everything by yourself. Now, let's go ahead and explore and see if there's any stuff that we can steal. I mean, any resources that we can acquire to help us on our journey, such as this chest. 80 gold coins. I'll take that. You know, you're doing a good job for the betterment of the society. Thank you very much for your contribution, good sir. I will make sure that it's kept for safekeeping. You don't need this pot, and you don't need that pot. Imagine the lengths that I go to try to justify this kind of behavior, which will probably be considered criminal, which would probably get me arrested in real life. Let's go do this. Okay, let's save. Here comes the organ. Lovely, lovely. No, nothing else. Okay, so now let's just rest up here and then we'll proceed with our journey. Settle in for the night, yeah. And then leave the campsite and continue. Let's just rest first. Oh, wait. No. Let's get up first and then talk to this guy. See if he has something. Welcome to my roving emporium. How can I serve you? Give me some stuff. Okay, so it's pretty much stuff that I already have. Chimera Wing. Whisk the user away to the last place they prayed or the last important location they visited. Consumed upon use. I'll take a couple of these. It's my get out of jail free card in this game, apparently. So I think, yeah, they said that there are different kinds of monsters or enemies that appear depending on the time of day as well. So that's a nice thing to know. Looks like we got stew on the menu. All right, let's go eat that and rest until dawn. Dawn on the camp. Let's go. Summon my horse. Oh, and they automatically get on. That's cool. Okay, so if we go right, we'll head off to the Emerald Coast. I did say that we're gonna focus on going to Heliodor, but I'm curious. I want to see what awaits me over there. Okay, so let's go past here. And then we turn right. Why, hello. I think I saw an enemy just... Oh, they're gone. But let's go get this. Looks like ore. Chunk of copper ore. Flintstone. Fred, no! Oh my. I just got a bit of a yabba dabba doo yahoo load right there. Look at this majestic grassland. Lovely, isn't it? And we've got a whole bunch of enemies to deal with over here. And it looks like another camp, so let's just see if we can weave and wend our way past these guys first. Not looking for a fight, I'm just looking for... Hello, what's this? Hey, can you let me through? I've been sent from Heliodor Castle to make sure no one passes this way. The monsters up on the Emerald Coast... my tongue. On the Emerald Coast are nasty pieces of work. I'm not to let anyone go anywhere near them. Okay, fine. You may not allow me to pass through here, but that doesn't mean that I can't go inside your tent and check what's inside. For the betterment of society. You didn't hear anything, guard. Nothing is amiss. Okay, Chimera Wing. Let's go take all our stuff and get out of here before they find out what's happening. Good thing there's no stamina here. I can dash indefinitely from what I can see. It's our ghosty friend from the intro. Wow. Okay, just dash through here. We don't need to spend so much time taking down monsters. We need to get to Heliodor, so let's do that. Where are we now? Hey, what's this? What is that? Okay, so at least we're on our way. Let's go fight this enemy. It looks like an interesting one. It's Perry the Platypus! It's Perry the Platypus, indeed, Milas. Let's wake it up. I am such a mean person. The Platypunk. Okay. So that Platypunk was just resting, minding its own business, but as the hero, I have an obligation to destroy any kind of monster that I run into. Because they are not human. Therefore, they deserve to be punished. That sounds so specious. Goodness gracious. It's like someone was the Witcher, but then they were taking it to a very, very big extreme. A xenophobic extreme. Why are you going after me? It's because you're a monster. But I deserve to live too, but you're a monster. I don't know how the Witcher... Milas says, it was just sleeping, you scum hero. Hey, 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 you know, who is the winner here? I may be scum, but I'm still a hero. Therefore, I am free to do whatever I want to any wandering creature. I'm doing this for the protection of the people, Milos. Don't misunderstand. Wow, look at that damage he's building up on me. You'll pay for that. There we go. Defeat the bunnycorns, and then let's continue. I don't know how the Witcher acts, the Witcher Geralt of Rivia acts in the games, because I've only read the novels. I don't know if he is a lot more violent towards the monsters he runs across. Because eventually in the novels he doesn't, you know, he tries to lessen his standard of, you know, just, you know, oh, monster, bad. Defeat, 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 defeat. But in the games, I think it's because it's a more open world in the games, so you guys have more freedom if you want to be, you know, all trigger happy and go after and take down every single monster that you meet. Maybe. But I do know that The Witcher 3 is available for the Switch. Maybe one of these days I will give it a try so I can have my own questions answered. I'll get this. Must be an important item. Pink pine. Now if I can only find an apple so I can make a pink pine... Pink. What's this? A pineapple. There we go, sorry. Geralt prefers being paid and only unleashes all he's got on monsters. People not so much unless provoked, which is true. Which is why he earned his nickname, the Butcher of Blaviken. But then again, he only got that nickname because people didn't understand what he was doing at the time. Why he ended up, you know, taking down all of those different people on the middle of a market square. They thought it was just because he felt like it, but actually it was for a more important purpose. But he couldn't just tell them, I guess. Or people wouldn't really believe him, whatever he would say. Ah, Heliodor Castle. Good. I remember when I first played the demo here, I spent countless hours just out here so I can over-level my character. Which is also good in a way, but of course, since I'm on stream, I don't want the stream to be just going around, taking down all the creatures in the way. We need to move the story along too. Because I want to also spend time... When I make enough progress here, I can probably devote some days to like playing Ace Attorney, which is long overdue. So we'll just take it as we come. Move as we go along. Let me just, there's a quick message here, just make sure that I'm not behind on anything. Okay, so let's continue then. Mila says it still wouldn't matter if Geralt explained what he did. He has embraced the fact that everyone looks at him as kind of a freak. Yeah, that's the thing too, because Witchers, you know, with their white hair, their cat-like eyes, and their unusual physical abilities, they're kind of, you know, it kind of comes with the package of looking so different from a regular person. So, yeah, no wonder he is more of an aloof lone wolf. Let's go. Look at that ballista. Wow, okay. Thing is huge. I always wondered how effective these kinds of things would be in real life compared to like what you see in fiction. Because the old trebuchet was always nice, but ballista I think are really meant for I don't know what they are used for in real life, because I only know in the Game of Thrones TV show it's good against dragons, apparently. But I think they are better off on ships where you can use to like drag the ship towards you, maybe. It's the largest city in all of Erdrea, you know. You should head downtown for a look at the livelier side of life here if you get the chance. I'll make a note of that. Welcome to Heliodor. Mila says ballistae are good for breaking down huge doors. I see, yeah. So instead of using a battering ram where you're at risk, just shoot the ballista, pull down the door. Don't forget to drink your water always. Nice. Look at that view. Look at those fountains. And the castle is up there, so I should be heading over there eventually. What's going on, sir? So very busy. I see. And the good thing about this game is that at least if you don't need to talk to this person, they already have their speech bubble up. So I don't necessarily have to talk to them. I can see you. Oh, look at that. You know what? This kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy VII, where people are segregated into different levels. So the lower classes like really stay at the bottom, but somehow they were able to build like a plate, and then on top of that plate are the more affluent people. I don't know how that would work exactly in real life, because you would have to like make sure that the foundations of every building are very sturdy along that plate. And if it's like what happened in Final Fantasy VII, where eventually one part of the plate collapsed into the slums below, that's gonna cause a lot of tragedy right there. I think that's what happened in Final Fantasy VII. Let me know, Milos, because I know you played the original game and the remake. If I stand up here, I can see folks walking down below. Sometimes they see me and smile, and we have a little bit of a moment. Must be really lively down there. But this is like the middle ring. It's like Ba Sing Se from the Avatar series. This is like the middle area, and this is like the outer wall, or the outer ring, I guess. Milo says my analysis of the Final Fantasy VII like levels are on point, which is good, thank you. Welcome to Heliodor, greatest city in all of Erdrea. Please make yourself at home. Oh, and if you're just wondering about that white speech bubble above my friend's head, that just means that he's got nothing else to say right now. People can get like that sometimes, you know. That guy over there by the cart, I see. Ah, civilization, how beautiful it is. What's this on the board? Weapons, weapons, here we go. A new city means exciting new equipment to buy, so if it's your first time in town, be sure to pay us a visit. Your friendly neighborhood armorer is by the fountain. Everyone's Deadpool in this game. Yes, they do have that self-awareness. But think of it this way, Miles. It's just like when we used to play Metal Gear. Everybody was self-aware in that game too. That's not the half of it. Then he I haven't seen you around here before, hmm? You're here to see the king, you say? Well, you won't find him around here. You'd better head to the castle. Go straight up this road, climb the steps, keep going, and Bob's your uncle. I haven't heard of that expression for a long time, ever since I watched it from Jamie Oliver. You know, just keep stirring this thing up, make sure it's heated up correct, and Bob's your uncle. Yep. Like Psycho Mantis? Yes. Everybody has that bit of awareness to them in games like these. Nowhere to go. I don't know. I think in series like Attack on Titan and stuff, people also have that arrangement where the poorer folk are nearer to the outside of the city, on the right, you know, facing the outside walls and stuff, and then the more affluent you are, you're on the inside. I just wonder, you know, how they manage all of that, especially since the poor usually make a larger amount of that population. You know, they have to deal with all the spacing and the housing and everything, so that's going to be very difficult. I recommend you stay at a nice inn. There's one just above the bar. Okay. Come on in. The inn is on the left. Right. Right. It's on the left. Right. Good job. What is this? It's the bar, I see. It's emergency or surprise quality inspection. Don't mind me. So, well, you got any milk in there? You know, anything for people who don't like to drink? Such as myself. Not the character, really me. I don't like drinking at all. That's my pet peeve. I don't like drinking, and I especially don't like it when people force me to drink. I don't care what kind of occasion it is. If a person says they don't want to drink, please just leave them alone. And you would think that peer pressure stops when you're a teenager? Nah, that's a lie. Peer pressure keeps going even in your working life and beyond. If you're not, they'll say you're a killjoy. This is a fine inn, maybe the finest in Heliodor. I mean, who knows? You know what? You look like Super Android 17 from Dragon Ball GT. Now that I think about it, you are my future. With the slick back hair and everything. All that's missing is like the stronger brow on his head. I'll check here. Someone forced you to drink? One question is enough already. No means no. Shaking my head. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's an unfortunate part of, you know, growing up with a culture such as ours, because one thing that Filipinos like to do during special occasions is to drink. So sometimes you have to drink, or, you know, just to join up with them, because perfect for drying clothes. Okay, because, you know, unlike other countries like in the West, you know, where they deal with things individually, we take things with a more social group mindset in mind. So if you're not part of the group, if you don't act in a way that would benefit the group, people would think you're an outsider. So unfortunately, there have been instances where I've didn't have to take a sip just to make them keep quiet. But I didn't like the experience at all. I wish I was stronger. I wish that I had more conviction to just say no and be done with it. But yeah, I can't take back those times when I had to, but I prefer not to. If I can get away with it and just drink milk or even just soda, I would love to do that. Or you can't pet the dog, but you can interact with the dog. Game of the year. How about you, Milas? If it's not too personal for you, how do you deal with people that, you know, make you do things you don't like drinking or smoking and stuff? Especially if they say, oh, it's part of the party, you know, you gotta deal with that. This is getting a bit too deep now for my viewers, so my apologies if it is, so just be warned. I'm having fun. I'm sure you are. Okay, and let's check this room first before we go up the ladder. Oh, it leads to outside, right. Okay, let's go up. Oh, nice. I just wonder how they deal with the rain, though. It doesn't look like there's like a roof they can put over it. The jumping is kind of weird here. The drinking part doesn't bother me, because I do drink, but no one forced me to smoke before. Smokers, I know, are understanding, which is true. Actually, that's the funny thing. Drinkers among the people that I know, they want you. Hey, Midi-Metal, nice. The people who drink, they will insist on you wanting to drink no matter what. If you don't drink, you're a stick in the mud, a party pooper. What's this? What else? You're too straight-laced. But people who smoke, if you want to try smoking, they'll say, no, don't smoke. You know, don't do the thing that I'm doing. Which is actually a nice change of pace. If only I remember there was this image a few months ago that was shared about instead of like drinking instead of drinking alcohol, there were a bunch of people that were drinking Yakult, that drink with lactobacillus, the milk drink. So, and then they were like chugging it down. They were drinking it from kegs and stuff, and they were like chug, chug, chug. That was hilarious. If parties like that were more on drinking stuff like that instead, I would gladly try it. I don't know how like a chocolate milk keg would work, but I would be more than happy to join that. Am I trying to be Ezio? No. It seems that the Luminary doesn't have that much in terms of climbing skill, but he does like the roofs, so I'll let him indulge. This door doesn't work. So before I meet up with the king, I want to make sure that I break every single barrel, just to make sure that I have enough resources. 30 gold coins. I destroyed someone's firewood collection and it disappeared. That's not good for them. For me, it does not matter. You know, don't mind me casually breaking and entering. HELIODOR is a huge place. There are all sorts of surprises awaiting the doughty explorer willing to visit its more out-of-the-way locales. Take the time to check out every nook and cranny you come across. You'll thank me for it later. Yeah, I'll do that. In the meantime, I'll break some of your pumpkins so you guys are forced to make pumpkin pie. And I'll be heading on my way. Speaking of which, speaking of pumpkins, I did try a slice of pumpkin pie from S&R. It's like, an S&R is like the name of one of the warehouse shopping areas that recently became popular. Yes, I am a luminary, but, you know, again, for the greater good. And when it approached Thanksgiving season, you can read, or you can eat slices of pumpkin pie, and I do like the taste. It did have some cinnamon on it, and but the pumpkin flavor was very mild. Actually, that's the funny thing about it, because in the Philippines, we have something called kalabasa. It's usually it's translated into squash, right? But we don't. When I look at TV, some squashes indeed look like pumpkins, because that's what the kalabasa looks like. It looks like a pumpkin. Normally it's green in color, and then the flesh inside is orange. But when I did some research, when I did some wiki viewing, I found out that kalabasa, how we pronounce it, is similar to the Spanish name calabaza. So that one is C-A-L-A-B-A-Z-A, calabaza. And that one is actually a type of pumpkin, calabaza pumpkin. And so that means most likely that the calabasa that we eat in the Philippines that we put in our pinakbet is actually a pumpkin. So for all along, we have been eating pumpkin pie, not really pumpkin pie, but we have been eating pumpkin dishes. But for all this time, we've been calling it squash. The things you learn as you grow up and then you get with the power of internet. It's kind of like knowing about hibiscus. Because hibiscus is actually nothing more than gumamela. So instead of having to go to like Starbucks to order hibiscus tea, just get the gumamela flower from your backyard and then stick it in a pot and then maybe drink the tea. Mila says, if ever you stream during the holidays, wear a Christmas sweater and drink eggnog. I would like to do that, but the thing is, one, it's still awfully hot. It's very humid nowadays. Strangely enough, it gets very cold in the evenings here, but it's still absurdly hot and humid right now in the midday. That's why I have my air conditioner on. Normally I would have my electric fan on, but it causes so much noise that it distorts my voice. But yeah, by January and February, it will definitely cool down a lot more. And when it comes to eggnog, that's why in the Philippines, normally you wouldn't see anybody wear a sweater all year round because it's hot. It definitely is. And eggnog, I have not tried authentic eggnog. I think there's a bit of alcohol in it, so I might be a bit hesitant to try it. But maybe it could be good. But when you say eggnog, oh, look at that kid, he's spinning around at the top. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round, round. Somebody clip this. Yeah, we're spinning around like a Beyblade, Beyblade. Don't mind me, ma'am. I'm just, playing in front of your son. He's, sometimes you just need to have a little fun. Beyblade. Okay, so we'll just leave it up that. If anybody is watching and then they want to make clips of it, please do. You're encouraged to make clips of all the funny, embarrassing moments because it's something to laugh about, especially when the Twitch VODs eventually get eliminated. I don't know why Twitch erases the VODs after like 14 days or 60 days depending on your level, but they do, and there's nothing I can do about that. So if you guys want to see the VODs of my Dragon Quest journey or any other games that I play on a more permanent basis, feel free to drop by the Serjay Svek YouTube channel. But if you want to see me live, go ahead and check for any announcements on the Serjay Svek YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. Or you can even visit me on my Discord channel, the Serjavian Nation. Become a part of the Serjavian Nation on our quest for world domination. There's a gate to the east that will take you to the rough part of town. It's manned by guards to keep the riffraff out. Interesting. Okay, I'm trying to check my map. Hey, there we go. So we're already at the east towards downtown. So let's just approach that for a bit. And then once we're done with that, we'll head over to the king himself and then proceed with the main part of the storyline. Oh, it's nighttime. That took me off guard. I think this is a house I haven't visited yet, so let's just do some nighttime inspections. I think I visited this one, yeah. Downtown Heliodor is a hive of waifs, strays, drifters, cut purses, and ne'er-do-wells. Mind you stay well clear. I'll keep that in mind, but something tells me I'll end up there anyway. Here's a guard. Everyone knows their place in Heliodor. The riffraff and rabble live in the slums, while the well-heeled live uptown. The nicest area is up the stairs. That's where you'll find the castle. Cool. Oh, what's this? When you can't wait for the next day, turn in for the night. Go to an inn, get your head down, and it'll be morning before you know it. Right. Let's just visit the downtown gate just to see what expects. And Milas said that he is curious about what eggnog will taste like, though. I would like to try it too. Let's see. You can't go through here. It's far too rough for law-abiding folks. I strongly advise you to head elsewhere. Okay, sure. But in the meantime, I'll check if I can still do this. Just jump over here. Bye-bye. See ya. I Metal Geared through that. You see that? I'm right behind you, and you couldn't even sense that I did that. I'm good. I am awesome. Oh my goodness. That is some top-level Sneak 100. Goodness gracious. I just hope there's a way for me to get out, though. I think I've unintentionally trapped myself in here. Uh-oh. How'd you get in here? This area's off limits. Clear off, will you? Fine. But that don't mean that I can't do it again. I'm doing it again. If only you guys watched right behind you, you would know. Oh, okay, fine. I can't go down the stairs, fine. Alright, I'll go. I'll head uptown. I'll head up to the uptown. But, you know, if I head uptown, maybe I can find an uptown girl. But if I head downtown, maybe I'll do that when I'm feeling alone and when I'm feeling lonely. Because you can always go downtown. Who does that guard think he is? I am the hero, for crying out loud. That is true. Respect my authority as the hero. According to this poor nipper, her friend Amelia's gone and stuck on the roof. You can get out on the rooftops for the item shop, but I can't leave her here balling out to go and get it, can I? Core, what a pickle. Amelia's stuck on the roof. She won't come down. Wah! Someone help me. Amelia's stuck on the roof. You have to help. Okay, let's do it. I am the hero after all, so I will do something genuinely heroic. Respect my authority as the hero. Eric Cartman would be proud of that. From South Park, indeed. Sounds great. And there's more. What is more? What? And there's more what? It's like one of those old infomercials that I used to watch all the time. It doesn't only... it slices, it dices, it makes julienne fries. I used to watch those all the time. It helped, you know, relieve the boredom of the summer months. Especially when there was nothing to do, no one to be with, so I just watched infomercials all day. I think there's a ladder here. Let's get to the roof. Oh yeah, I think I saw the cat earlier, but since I wasn't part of a quest, it didn't really matter, so let's find a place to get up there. I haven't watched South Park in years. I don't know if it's still popular now, but I don't even watch TV at all, actually. So I'm way behind when it comes to current events on TV. I think TV viewership has gone down in general because, you know, of streaming services like Netflix and everything like that. So, but apparently, according to Miles, it still does trigger Twitter, so I suppose it's still doing its thing, like it has been doing for years now. But like I said, because of streaming services like Twitter, like Netflix or Amazon or Hulu, viewership has gone down because now people can just watch on demand. But the problem now is that unlike before, when it was just purely Netflix, people have to decide what service they want to take. Kind of like, you know, choosing your cable provider. So that's a big decision for some people. That's why I just watch anything I want on YouTube, because, you know, at least I can choose whatever I want to. The cat's paw seems to be stuck in a hole on the roof. Do you want to help it? No, I want to. Just kidding. Opposite day. Go and tell her the good news. I will. Jump! Ankle broken! Oh, goodness. You see what I've done? I've broken my ankles for you. You did it! You got Amelia off the roof. Thank you. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Here, take this. Kitty litter. Excuse me? Okay. You can get onto others. You can even probably climb down chimneys. Success. This quest has been transgressed with finesse. Boom. There we go. Core. Thank crikey for that. Then in the process, you got your foot stuck in the hole. Who will save our hero? I'm a strong, independent hero who don't need no saving. This is music. You know what? I've always wondered what it was like medieval concerts like this. Like, you know, what would be like the equivalent of the glow sticks that people would, you know, show. Especially nowadays that people like to put up their cell phones and then record. What would be the equivalent of that? Imagine someone, instead of like swinging their cell phone around to take a video, they would just, put in, oh yeah, they could probably swing torches around, but... Or what they could do is that maybe they would frantically get out like a quill and a scroll and then would frantically write down their experiences. Imagine that in the middle of the crush of people and then you're frantically writing on a scroll. Oh, this is amazing. This performer did this and that and this and that. Oh boy, I don't know if you would even be able to concentrate amid all the noise. I've never been to a concert myself, only because those things are awfully loud. Don't go around here barging into people's homes without so much as a buy or leave. Wizard would use a Lumos spell and wave their wands. Ha! You're telling me I don't have permission? I'm the hero, I can do whatever I want. I can break anything I want. I have the authority to do whatever I want in your homes. HELIODOR is a big place. If it's your first time here, you can expect to get lost. If you're not sure where you are, you can always press Y and check the map. Thank you for breaking the fourth wall again on me. You don't need that barrel. You don't need that jar. What's this book? A Brief History of HELIODOR. Situated atop rocky cliffs, HELIODOR was never blessed with fertile soil or bounteous rains. Farmers could never reap plentiful harvests from its earth, which all agreed was barren. But one day, in search of a land to call their own, two brothers came to these unwelcoming wilds and began a daring attempt to reclaim them from nature. Many sneered at their seeming folly, but the brothers paid them no heed and toiled on. A grand irrigation system soon saw the soil brought to life. Their first yield of crops exceeded all expectations. Their deeds united the farming families around them, and a new united realm soon sprang up from the transformed land with the two brothers as its kings. Thus was born the nation of HELIODOR. Interesting. He who has the food has the power. Therefore, I am taking all the food, all the resources. Therefore, I am expanding my power. You know, this all master strategy thinking, you know? This is not mindless pillaging and destruction. This is making sure that I am prepared and I am powerful enough. Oh boy, more self-justification. Okay, so I think we're almost on the way there. Just check what's here at the side first. Okay, I think we're good. What I'm gonna do is I'll just check what this... because it looks like someone needs help. There, that's the person. It's daytime now. Wow, I spent the entire night just exploring the place. So, I'll just talk to this person, and then when I figure out what they want, I'll end the stream here. It's lunchtime already. I claim all the way to Heliodor with just one goal in mind, to catch a glimpse of two of the greatest heroes in all of history, Sir Jasper and Sir Hendrik. The only problem is that they won't let me into the castle. Can you believe it? Well, if I'm not going to get to meet them in person, I suppose I'll have to bide my time by reading up on them instead. You know, if you wanted to earn my eternal gratitude, you could help me find a book about the exploits of those two fabulous knights. Okay, so I gotta read a book, and then tell them all about it. Alright. West of the city, head east. If you see any bookshelves with red books in them, take a closer look. Apparently they're the ones worth reading. Right. Okay, I'll do that. Okay, so I think this is a good enough place to stop. Once I stream again, I'm gonna go head up these stairs and then up into the castle, and then we'll take it from there. So let's go transition back to my face. And once again, everybody, thank you very much for staying to the stream. I appreciate all of your support. And if you guys want to see even more of my streams, like I said before, follow me, follow the scrolling lines down there. I am available on Serjay Svek Twitch for my Twitch channel for all the live streams. If you want to check out the VOD, follow me on YouTube, Serjay Svek. And for any announcements, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of them with the name of Serjay Svek. Lastly, if you want to become a part of the Serjavian Nation, follow the Serjavian Nation Discord, and we'll be more than willing to give you a warm welcome. Okay, and so that's it from me. Thanks so much again for everybody for dropping by, and I would like to say, salutations, Serjavians. This is Serjay Svek. You take care, everybody. Always stay safe. Transition to outro.